Okay, I made myself some golden milk with sweet wood, fresh turmeric and fresh ginger, black pepper, some white pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon, just in case you wonder what I'm drinking. And unsweetened condensed milk. Yeah, what's been going on? I can just say last week was quite hectic, which is why I decided to do this week a bit different. I still will go sometime into nature, but may not bring the camera. May or may not. I just need to do it the way I feel like. Otherwise it becomes a very horrible trap to live in. Okay, what I'm seeing myself doing now is just cleaning out the apartment. That just took me, well, today is Monday. I wanted to do it on Sunday, but I had no energy. So I said to myself that I think I want to focus on writing Maximus' time, which maybe then, okay, I'll clean on Monday, just sort out the apartment, and then when I've done that, I will be able to do other things. So yeah. I am also changing the order of how I record stuff. This is then the yoga session, because if I keep recording every time I do a yoga session every week, I will hate it. So I have to find other ways at the moment. So what I'm trying to say with this video is also, you cannot force progress. That's just the way it is, which is why I say I do my work. If you feel inclined to do yours, you do it. I'm not going to stand there and tell you to do it, but I'm going to tell you to do it just to make you feel a little bit ashamed if you slack off. So one thing you must do is simply keep order. Now chaos crept in, despite the fact that I was doing actually incredibly well. You know, hello, it's there, right? It's like, bam, now you have to continue to clean. Doing things every week the same way is hell, so you have to have change. Constantly changing is also hell, so you have to have at least some kind of a structure. But at the end of the day, I can only work with what I have, right? And how I feel like. And if I gave a lot away to other people, you know, then I don't have that much left. So even with family, I stay really reserved. And I set very clear boundaries. And I say, well, I also have stuff to do. I don't know what you're doing here. You're just trying to have fun all the time. To me, this isn't fun. I'm looking for freedom. You're just wanting to have fun. Usually at the cost of other people. So if you see me cleaning, don't even bother to laugh about me, because that turns you into a demon, my friend. Yeah, like a life-sucking thing that wants to creep into other people's lives and steal something from them. But you cannot steal my dignity. So judge yourself is what I'm saying. Judge yourself. Okay, one room at a time is what I'm doing now. Shake out everything out of the window. I mean, that's my approach, right? If you cannot lift the carpet, then don't do that, you know? That's why I'm holding planks for. So I know if I take the carpet and shake it out the window, I'm not gonna fall, right? So that's just my approach, right? And today it's raining, so I cannot leave it out there. I just wanted to have a few cozy days at home again. So I ordered some ceremonial cacao. And maybe this is the Mad Hatter talk, right? Maybe it's the Mad Hatter talk, my friend. And maybe it is, yeah? So I can use the ceremonial cacao and do a yoga session. Just like I said I would. It's just so weird. So words, to quote Ramdas, are birds. Which is why you have to look at what you do. You can say all kinds of things. You know, I can say I want to travel around the world with a bicycle. Yeah, and 50 years later I still haven't done it. Because I probably didn't want to do it. It just sounded nice. Because somebody else liked doing it. But apparently, you know, you cannot live somebody else's life. You have to live your life. Which is why there's no point in looking here and saying, oh, you know, I wish I had this flag. Yeah, but this has meaning to me. Because I made the image myself. Yeah, the center point is blue. Which is truth. Green is like nature and healing, and that's like the red is like the blood, you know, the being alive, the raw emotion. That I'm really in here suffering, man. And I'm so heavy, I just cannot get up. There's like stuff pulling me down into the darkness. And you just say, how can I escape this? You know, sometimes you just want to do it a bit more casual. You don't want to clean like, I have to clean. No, you just want to say, hey, today I'll clean like this. You know, like, I'm not alone, right? Because that's the problem I have. I'm just alone all the time. Yeah, because all women are just weaklings. And that's the truth. Right? And the women that are then strong are overly bossy. You don't want that either. Just be a bit laid back, right? Without having to smoke. Just be like that. And don't pretend you are, because you can only be like that if you have taken care of your emotional junk, right? Like your dark pit needs to be enlightened. So that you're not just a valley and a trough, right? But you can be both. I don't know how that works. You'll have to figure it out. Why does he say he doesn't know? Well, why do I say that I don't know? Because I don't know. Because there's things I simply did out of my own free will. You know, when I went to people, you know, there were some people that for a time they seemed a bit like friends, like we did all these ayahuasca ceremonies together. You know, and everyone who came there just slouched off. They just went there, paid their €100, and then just got off through the night. They never helped anything. Anything. And I came there, and for me it was natural. I helped to maintain the fire, right? I helped with the dishes, I helped with the cooking. Not every time. But when I could and when I had the energy, I let it flow into something active. So now I have to help myself, because I'm living in a dump. So I have to clean. Who's gonna clean? If I'm not cleaning, then who's gonna clean? I'm not gonna hire people to do this. I don't even want other people to do this. But if people were here, then they just need to know that they have to do what they can. And that's just how I am. If I go to places, I start cleaning. Right? And it's mostly you that needs the cleaning. Because what I'm cleaning here is just the physical manifestation of my own mess. So if I go to you and I clean the physical manifestation of your own mess, then you're probably gonna start relying on that and say, hey, you know, I'll just have to let it get dirty again and somebody will come and clean it. Well, guess what? Not anymore. Because Christopher started cleaning his own mess. And he stopped running around cleaning other people's messes. Because they just let it get dirty every time. Because they never cleaned their mind. They never cleaned their temple. They want it to be dirty. Right? Some people get off on being dirty. That's like the rock and roller. Like, oh yeah, like the Eminem style, you know? Really disgusting guy. Wow, is that guy disgusting. Just look at him, you know, like really look at him in an interview. I mean, is that supposed to be a man? It's not a man. I don't even know what that is. Clearly had plastic surgery done to him. I'm just saying, right? And it's just obvious. And people listen to him at the radio and they say, yeah, well, it's a classic, it's Eminem. Yeah, he sold himself. Yeah, exactly. And that's what people want in this society. They don't want to follow strong men. They want to follow little weaklings that have nothing to say. Right? I cannot help being the way I am. There's very few people who appreciate men that are strong. So yeah, you know, lift me out of depression, carry me forth to the home that I have seen in the distance. That's all. Oh yeah, there's clearly some skills that I honed. Okay, that's not really connected. Doesn't matter. That's my heat barrier. Because this room is actually heated. But the only reason I'm heating it is because I'm fermenting vegetables. I'm making my own sauerkraut. There in the corner it is standing, like in a stone pot. And that, you know, if it's too cold, it does not keep on fermenting. Okay. You know, and once you're doing this, you're starting to warm up. It just sometimes it's so hard to pull you out. Pull yourself out of a slump, which is why this golden milk is like really spicy. It's gonna kick you in the rear. You know, like kick you in the rear. And it's gonna say to you, you're gonna be active now. So it's an investment, you know. I listened to some, like an audiobook called Venice Underground. So that's just the glass jar. This is like like this, keeps it warm longer. Don't have to buy anything. I'm gonna crochet something like this. I'm gonna crochet. Yeah, I've said it now. I'm gonna crochet this. It's gonna be nice. Right? You know, sometimes, you know, I look strong. Yeah, you've got those abs. And, you know, I've got strength, alright? But I can feel incredibly weak. Like, broken. Like, at the point of, like, wow. Emotional collapse. Bam! Just sitting in your own dump. Trying to help other people. You know, I was hiking last week. I was hiking a lot, my friend. You see how much nicer it can be when we do this together. You know? Like, if you've got a wife, you've got a husband, I don't know, man. You're living in a commune, a community. If we all would just do this together, it would be so much easier. If instead of having these secluded apartments, we would have one communal kitchen. You know, then people would have to learn to work together with each other. And if there's someone who really loves cooking, he just cooks every day. And somebody who likes eating maybe does the dishes afterwards. You know, I'd be happy to just be the chef. I'd cook every day, but I'd make sure to teach people how to cook as well. You know, that's just what we need. People who just figure out what they're good at. Not like, you know, I think I might be. No, you have to really test this. You think you like cooking? Okay, are you cooking? Are you cooking? No? Then what are you talking about? Then maybe you're just not a chef. Well, learn then. Or find people who can cook for you. I don't think it's the way to go. I think you just have to learn how to cook. But maybe it's not the way it works. Why? Maybe it works a bit different. Hey! Yeah, I'm just checking. I ordered a package. I just want to know it really arrived. Ceremonial cacao, yeah. Okay, it worked. Yeah, build a box. I'm just having a loose conversation because otherwise I would not do this. Trust me on that one. You know, I'm not. I like it when it's clean. But there's just too much chaos going on. So yeah, I'm here looking for solutions Some people, they look for problems, because then they can complain, right? I simply look for solutions. Okay, gonna be an interesting week, I think. At least it seems that way. Gotta do laundry. Gotta make sure I get food. You know, just the usual business. So, that's the best way to live. To just introduce change when you feel like it's not working like this anymore. Okay, so the way I do it, I brush off my mattress that I sleep on. Okay, these we'll hang up to dry them just to see if it actually works. Yeah. added some of the raw cacao. Cleaning can be its own ceremony. I mean, sometimes it's just a few motions. If you have the general order in line, right, you know where things belong, and you've sorted out all the junk, then it can be a little bit more relaxed. But I also feel like you should really take your time. And if you feel dead and too heavy and you cannot clean, then make yourself some nice hot chocolate, get yourself some nice raw cacao. We're living in times of plenty, people. All you have to know is, you know, to use it sparingly and not all the time, you know. You don't want your cacao ceremony to be some like daily practice. That doesn't work. It doesn't work with rapé. It doesn't work with anything. Not with super healthy bitter drinks. Not with pancakes. To me, it also doesn't work with anything I do. You know, I lose interest in living if I keep doing things the same way over and over again. Sometimes you don't feel alive anymore. And I've been there many times. Many times! Right, so this week's gonna be devoted to... I feel like I'm living in a dump. How can I get out of it? You know, on the outside it looks fine, but emotionally I'm dead. So we say, attack, attack, attack your life like you want to live it. Attack, attack, attack your life like you want to live it. Yeah? Yeah. I do these things even without the camera running. I'm just saying, you know, sometimes it's just nicer when somebody's watching, right? I'm also trying to get my life to give me my own internet. Okay? Wait. So you cannot whine about not being able to see what I'm doing. This is today's yoga session, my friend. Clean your entire bloody apartment. Ouch! You know? When the cold creeps into your bones, then you have to move, move, move. Have to move, move. Yeah. Have to move, move, move. Hey, yoga session. Now I dropped something. I dropped the thing that I'm cleaning with. Now I have to retrieve it. So you drop your motivation for cleaning. You have to retrieve it. You have to retrieve it. I'm gonna retrieve it for myself now. And you're gonna retrieve it for yourself. For I'm just saying, it's gotta stay clean. Let me retrieve my motivation for cleaning. Yeah, man, I'm incredibly smart. I'm not sure I ever told you that. Because as soon as I start moving, sometimes you just drop something out of your own weakness, or you just didn't pay attention and you just say, hey, it's a wink from heaven. I can run down again and get it, you know? So you, as yourself, the higher self thing, see yourself in a depression. You're not the depression, my friend. You see yourself in the depression and you say, oh wow, how can I get myself out of this depression? And then you just keep looking and suddenly it's the miracle of life. Wow, I'm in a dump, I'm down, I have to crawl out of the hole. But there's no script for it. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do. Okay, I am telling you what to do, just clean yourself. And hike barefoot. And expose yourself to the cold, yeah? And do crochet. You know, you clean like a man, yeah? Erect. Which is why, no, we do not use vacuum cleaners, okay? I mean, I use a washing machine, but I do the dishes by hand, because it's the time I can meditate. Thank God. Thank God there's always a part in yourself that knows what to do. Just have to look for it. Your way through this speck of light in cleaning, right? It's like, how could I make cleaning interesting? Well, let's make it a challenge. I'm just gonna roll it up into a sausage. You know, so yeah. Your parents are gonna think you're crazy. Your neighbors are gonna think you're crazy. Random people on the street are gonna think you're crazy, and they're gonna love you for it. Because that is what made life interesting some time ago. The unexpected. And today it's like, oh no, you know, it's a flood. Yeah, thank God it's a flood. A flood of ignorant people. Yeah, I can teach them. Flood of ignorant people, I can teach them. Thank God, you know. Thank God I'm alive today. There's so much ignorance. I can really shine if I know what I'm doing. Plus I can get my hands on raw cacao, yeah? Shipped across the globe. So I can stand here and say, hey, today I'm doing great. But if I run out of raw cacao, I'm gonna be in a dump again. Then I say, no, I'm not, because I know how to hike. I also know how to, you know, get high. But today I need this. As long as it's available. Which is why you shouldn't get too addicted to it, because at some point it may no longer be available. Not just because it's not available, but because it may not be available to you any longer as a remedy, because it simply stops working. So there's a certain extent to which you can use certain tools. So you can clearly masturbate yourself out of a dump, but I mean, let's face it, masturbation is a selfish act. But sometimes you are so wounded that you're just looking for pleasure. But then, you know, do it your way. I'm just saying, I'm not a saint, and I'm not gonna try to be one. Sometimes you can do something, you know, shameful, and that shame propels you out of your shame. So you use your shame as an engine to fuel yourself. Because that's what I mean, it's a raw emotion. It's what's pumping through your veins at the moment. So use it. It's like anger, use it, do something, be creative. Right, but don't create pain for others. Because they're gonna do that themselves. But wow, I mean, you clean with an open window. Okay, now, with me it's all nature, right? I'm just gonna show it to you like this. It's just one tree. If it's not the one tree and you're living in a city, well, maybe it's a pigeon. Maybe it's just the leaves blowing. I mean, if you've got no nature outside, then bring it inside. Take stuff from the forest, you know, stuff like that. What else? You know, stuff you just couldn't get yourself to pick up. I mean, your place is gonna feel like a heaven. But, you know, it's also gonna feel a bit empty and weird. This is builder's space. once you start cleansing your mind, the emptiness of your mind is gonna feel weird. Unless you see it like builder's paradise. It's an empty stuff, it's an empty place. You can start building on that. Which is why the cleansing is so important in the beginning. I mean, this is just another idea of the yoga session. I just try to show you, you cannot do the same stuff over and over again and think that it's gonna give you a result. It's gonna work once or twice, and then you probably have to adapt to the new you that emerged. Which is why I realized it last week. It was just too much. I could not continue to grow so fast because these yoga sessions, doing 1.5 hours and so forth. Plus, I want to do it by myself this week without the camera, which is why I said, you know what, I'm going to change places. I'm going to show you the cleaning, and then I'm going to do the yoga stuff by myself. I mean, this is yoga. I hope you get that. But these other sessions that I do, I'm going to make myself take an audio recording that I already made, I don't know. I'd love to make like music sets, just can't get myself to do it. I like Aquarius. Maybe I should ask him if I can use his music. I think it's a good idea. Maybe I should ask him. Okay? I think it would really help me to do other kinds of sessions, because the pressure is really, like, there's a lot of pressure as a content creator or just as an individual that's trying to make an honest living, because I cannot sell myself. I can just do what I feel like doing. I just made that image. I knew it was the symbol of the revolution that I carry in my heart. Right? I just knew it was the symbol of the revolution that I carry in my heart. It really fits so well, man. It just fits so well. It's incredible. I mean, I don't know. You know why I got the idea of being a content creator? Because people always gave me the feeling there was something about me. I don't want to sound like, I'm awfully awesome. I just want to say that's just what people often told me. I don't know, you're just somehow different. There's something about you. And I just started listening to that. Not like, oh, there's something about me. Oh, what is it? I didn't ask that. I just figured it out for myself. I spent lots of time on my own. But still I'm struggling. There's all of this inside of me. But to unleash it has to be done in the right moment. I have to suffer adequately before I can have a moment like this that I can then show to the public. I have to suffer adequately. I'm silent, I don't know what's going on, it's all confusion, it's all weird, I sit around, I hug my own legs, just hold myself together until this moment arrives and I'm like, okay, now I can go. And then I say, I think I'm okay, I think I'm alright, I think I've been doing what I feel is right. So, I just go and suffer. I just placed a bet on myself and said, and suddenly the whole weather sometimes changes. This is like this movie, Weathering with You. It's an anime. Sometimes, if I manage to somehow change my mood, suddenly the rain stops, the mist is gone, and the sun comes out and shines on you. But you first have to go through the mist. I love the mist, man. Yesterday I walked back from my parents. I said no, I don't want to be taken by the car. So I hiked for an hour through darkness. Well, it was getting dark. And I went completely off-road. That was nice. Collected some fly agave. So you just have to know how the game is being played. What game? What game is he talking about? I don't know, man. I cannot give you specific details. It's just you have to see it, then you have to know your part. This is like reading The Lord of the Rings, being in the story, and then having read it, and then looking at it like the observer. Like you're seeing everything at the same time. But for that you have to kind of like read it. You have to look at the way it is at the moment, which is why you have to sit with society and you have to learn what it's about. And once you know what it's about and how people are doing things and you know all this stuff inside the mind and what's with the voices, you know that kind of stuff. Once you know what it's about, you can then know who you are going to play. That is closest to your heart. Hey, who's the guy I can love till the end of my days? Because he gets shit done, he's active, he's maybe really unsocial. But I love that about him as well. I love that he's super unsocial. You know how I usually was when we went to a party, when I was studying environmental protection? You know, we went to a party and there was this one guy who was actually my friend. But once we got to the party, I don't know, I was just kind of like left alone. He just went off with other people, just got shit-faced, and I sat alone with the weirdos at the fire. Yeah, seriously, I sat alone with the weirdos at the fire. We weren't the weirdos, but there was something about us. And I think it kept me out of a lot of trouble. Or so I'd like to say. Yeah, so I don't like women that want to portray themselves as the weaklings. I'm just saying, I don't particularly like, this is good work. We're making good progress, at least to a certain degree. Here I dried all my mushrooms. Also the just normal edible ones. Okay. Hey, what is this? Sweet wood. Yeah, and then comes Peter Pan. No, that's the way to go. But I don't do that all the time. I do it occasionally. Wow, but it really clears out your throat. Yeah, self-made staff, showed you that one. It's a bit overkill. At least for times like this. It's also not child's play. It's the real deal, my friend. I know, I made myself a necklace, it's just gone. It's just gone. I'd say maybe it wasn't for me. Then you say, but
Why not? Why can't it be for me?
because I'm recording this for someone else. You know, whoever is struggling that can watch this. At the moment I'm struggling, but maybe it's you. Because you're watching this. And I'm doing this. And I'm just telling you to just do it yourself. I mean, you know, I specifically chose to stay on YouTube because I simply said, you know, I don't know, I like it a bit better. I mean, there's stuff I have done on odyssey.com, but it's like kind of like the underbelly. There's a lot of weird stuff on there. That's the sauerkraut. Right? It's the sauerkraut. That's the people you have to cheer up today.
I knew he was gonna say that.
Oh yeah? Wait, did you know it before or after I said it? Because that's a valid point, you know. Some people just say, yeah, I knew he was gonna say that. Oh yeah? Before or after I said it? Well, I didn't know until you said it, so you knew it after I said it. You were just expecting me to say something, and when I said something, you just said, I knew he was gonna say that. You know, that's my list for my podcast 2026. German, English, right? I'm somewhere halfway. I'm making good progress, yeah? But what's good progress?
I could have done better. I could have done better. Why am I such a slump? Why am I such a dick? Why can't I be better?
Because you're wasting energy on thoughts like that. You get me, I got you. I say to you, push through. There's something that you wanted, and that's what you have to. That's why you have to follow through. You know, it's suddenly it's dry. It was just drizzling, and I thought, oh, when it's drizzling, I cannot hang carpets outside, and now I can. Awesome. Okay, I'll show you first.
You can call this cleaning with Christopher.
Yeah. I cannot call myself Chris, because I told my entire family that I want to be called Christopher. Just to keep the respect. I do this because this one's is too heavy. And then you also can switch to left, of course. Like even this, you know, you're sitting like this, and then you can, okay, now it's not working anymore. Right? Okay, and then I have this routine. Yeah, I'm a bit, just want to see. Right, I usually do it like this. So when you get carpets I suggest you look for secondhand, or you just start looking for carpets in your life. That's what I did. I just kept on looking for carpets, and suddenly they appeared. So I didn't just buy them, but I was looking for them, and suddenly they appeared. And that's what I suggest to you. And then I had to clean them, right? That's just what you gotta do in your life. You just start looking for things. You know, you don't just buy it. You want it to be an adventure. Oh wow, you know, I remember how I got that carpet. So I just didn't go and buy it. No. You let it come to you. You're learning how law of attraction and manifestation. So you want the carpet that's specific for you. The partner that's specific for you. Something that you just appears suddenly in your life and you say, oh wow, that works, you know? And then you realize, oh wow, okay, yeah, it works, and I have to keep on working. You know? So, to me, as a warrior, a woman that's just kind of miserable, like, she's like the saddest, like, oh, I'm so sad, you know? That's the best for me, because she'll love it when I give her pleasure. But women that are kind of like, they actually just want to do their own thing. That wouldn't work for me. For me, what works is a woman that just says, I just love you so much that it hurts. You know, that's what I want. What I wanted, I feel like sometimes I have it. Okay, that's right for when I come. It's incredible how much dust your apartment picks up in 1 week. You know, this is like cleaning motivation. You know, I have cleaned people's homes, you know, lots of their homes. I just cleaned their places. And then I said, you know what? I just cleaned my own place. I'll tell you how to do it yourself. You know, don't worry, I'll tell you. Okay? Yes, there's currently mushrooms drying. And now you can do it like this. On all fours. Through the room. Okay, it's a bit harder to do it without carrying this in your mouth. Oh wow. Okay, now the raw cacao is clearly doing its job. I mean, that to me is already partly a ceremony. I think ceremonies can be a little bit chaotic, but if you want to live with stability in a commune, then you have to know who your partner is. That's what I believe. Like, you should have a spouse, so you cannot steal the spouse of others. And some people don't need a spouse. They may just need the stability of the community. Which is, once you start doing this, you may start finding people who also do this, simply out of themselves. And then you're building yourself a life, but this may take 10 years. Is it worth it to you? Well, to me it is. Because this is then becoming a secret society of people who started listening within and simply, you know, started to make nice, to clean. And that's what I did. lots of other people are doing. So it's a choice. That's all. Self-responsibility is a choice. So let's say you live in a building and there's like 10 apartments. My suggestion to you is you can try to run around and motivate them all. It's gonna drain all your energy and they're gonna rely on you. You don't want that. What you want is sort out your own life. And in a lot of cases you have to prove to people that whatever happens, whatever they try to do to you, you're still gonna be there like this. Hey, you know, I know what you're doing inside your mind, but it's your problem. Because it's your life that's dead. Because you refuse to pick up a broom, you know. You want to air blow all the leaves, and I do it with hard work. I assist the energy in flowing, and you just rely too much on electricity. And that is literally the story of my entire life. I never liked all these engines and things. I liked walking, which is why I hiked to school already when I was 12 years old. Just did it out of my own free will. You see, fermenting. And that's the sauerkraut. I'm not going to show you that. It may disturb the energy. Okay, sometimes you can also stretch it out. You can say, I'll do the surfaces later. Okay, I've got these masks from my neighbors. African spirit, you know, they take their time, and that's really smart. Okay, I'm gonna put this here. Also got this table. So I have lots of plants. I'm going to sandpaper the doors and the frames, and I'm gonna oil them. Here's I stopped adding, so now I can simply continue with the motions, which is what I'm gonna do this week. You know, work on my book, work on the hat, and then I'm gonna remake myself. I'm gonna redo myself into a new human being who did things. So you can look at your creation. And at one point you may look at, you know, the children that you and your wife created together. Okay, this one I just wanted to show you. There's a lot of walking around. Now it's of course more complicated. You know, I just couldn't stand the silence. I just couldn't stand the silence, which is why I turned on the camera. So yeah, I was told this is super heavy and you cannot do it alone, and I was like, yeah, but I'm doing it already alone. But yeah, inside I still feel kind of dead. Maybe it was because I ate meat.
It is possible.
Hard to say. It's hard to say. I just wanted to test this, I think. Okay. Well, yeah, the ground stuff is mostly done. I'm gonna have to do laundry. Just a second. Okay, so you want the ground to be mostly free, right? Which is why you do this stuff with the carpets. And this is hot water. And while you're doing this, it's breathing exercise. And you clean everything you've touched. Like this. You know, I don't really use the hinge. Okay, and then sometimes you just put stuff around. You can do these surfaces later if you want. But for now then, right, it's your laptop. Do this. Wow. And then you just take the things that can go, because you know you have to do the dishes or something, right? You carry it. So my experience is clearly showing me that it doesn't matter how often you go, because as long as you move, you're doing good. Just have to keep moving. That's just my experience. Right, and then just the things you've touched, everywhere you can see dust, you know. Sometimes you have to wash your curtains. To me, I just wash them cold. You know, 1 week and stuff is already picking up dust. I mean, that's crazy. Right? Sometimes you have a lot of stuff just lying around. And then you just have to get rid of it. You just have to say, okay, there is junk. But also the surface of, you know, sometimes you can just place it like this and then do the rest later. Because sometimes you just want to get something out of the way. You know, sometimes you just need to do the big chunks first. You know that's done, okay, you can keep on doing other things. So for me, you know, the carpets, wiping of surfaces, you know, all that kind of stuff. To me, it's important. And you can teach yourself to like it just by doing it. I mean, what's the point of not liking something that helps you? It helps you to grow. So enjoy. Enjoy cleaning. I don't know. There's always a part of me that doesn't like the idea of having a wife or something, because, you know, at one point, you know, some of us, we're all gonna die, so how can I enjoy the time with you if in my mind I already feel like letting you go? Well, I don't know, man. Yeah. What's proper? I mean, I'm doing this, I'm not doing this. And now it's getting cold. So I often do the surfaces first. Also the corners. You can just take a stick, put a wet cloth on top, and then you can go around and do the corners. Like the upper parts of the ceiling. I have done this, I think, last week, which is why now it feels okay not to do it. Okay. Right, sometimes I say I do this now, I'll do the rest later. Sometimes sometimes I really love the cleaning and sometimes I don't actually like it. You know, you just want to put order back into your life. I have to finish my book. You know, if there is a woman that wants to call herself my wife, then she has to work hard. Such as I am working hard. This is where I take the pictures because I'm writing Maximus Time. It's a handwritten book, which is really nice. Gives you a lot of new ways of expressing it. So, and then I take pictures of it. And that's just, you know, it's just all DIY. Which is why at the moment I have a lot of things to consider. So as long as I keep busy, then it's okay. So this is basically, so sometimes you want to clean people's homes. You just have to do it. And then they may get annoyed at you. Well, that's okay. You know? Some people really like to live in the dirt. Or whether they like it, or it's just hard to accept or ask for help. You know? I go to my parents, I help them out of my own self. But we have different ideas of living. So I can see it, for instance, you know, I love my dad. I learned to love him, but with reservations. I cannot, because he's not gonna be around for the major part of my life, right? Or so I feel. Fear, you know, it's the reality. You know, I learned to keep myself alive. And I have worked with my parents for many years already, trying to motivate them to just do something for themselves also. I think it works, you know, because I can really motivate people. Because often people don't, they want to know, right? You know, why should I do this? But nobody can explain it to them. Well, I can. You know, you want to sit at the age of 90 or 80 or 70. You want to have a broken back, sit in a wheelchair, you know, have people stuff, you know, put diapers onto you, stuff porridge into your face while you're watching TV. Is that how you want to spend your life? Or do you want to actively live? You know, go hiking, and then at one point, you know, like Theoden, the king, right? Theoden, he pushed through in the end. He was awakened again by Gandalf after the darkness took him. He was awakened, reawakened by Gandalf, who is the bringer of light, who is Lucifer. It's a fallen angel, my friend. I mean, in the Rings of Power, that's what's being shown, you know. Gandalf, boom, crushes onto Earth. You can call that Maya, you can call that Gaia, you can call that Terra. You can call that anything. He crashed into, and he was found by hobbits. So what's a soul, right? What's a child? A lot of children do not resemble their parents at all, because they're their own entities. Yeah, it's inherited from before and all that kind of stuff. Well, I don't care. I'm my own being. And my parents are their own beings. I think what happens is during sex, life, and then a child comes that is needed at the time. Well, that's not really the way it is. But how is it then? Well, keep observing it your entire life, and maybe the image will be more complete at the point where you're going to face what we call death. I don't know. It's a voyage. I've been slacking off on my Rubik's Cube. You know, I have to pick up on that again at some point. You know, like the little things. You have to have places for this. Where does it belong? Where do these things belong? And then remember to put them there every time. You know? Like, sometimes I just pick up stuff, I don't know what to do with this. Okay, this is for carving, apparently, right? When I'm working on wood, I can carve stuff into the wood. I mean, so sometimes I pick up things I don't know why. Sometimes I have to let these things go again. Sometimes I hold on to them. So yeah, where do these things belong? Well, I don't think this belongs here. Because this is paper stuff goes over there. So, I mean, you can be a little bit cross with yourself. You can say, what have you been doing, man? Right? Or woman, you know? You can just say that to yourself. You can be a bit like aghast even, you know? Without having to punish yourself, you can just say, man, what have you been doing? You've been really neglecting yourself. I mean, come on, pick yourself up, do this. You can do it, you know, I know that. And maybe the words that I speak here, maybe they carry a meaning across the globe to someone who's in need of a friend, and then he just gets this motivational spark. Hey! Progress. Hey! And when I came to life, I noticed that there was something I can do. I can pick myself a wet hot cloth and clean till I am through. And when I came to life, I noticed that there was something I can do. I can take myself a wet hot cloth and clean till I am through. I can clean until I'm done with cleaning today. And then I can do other things like shower and make haste. For I am sick of wasting away. Okay? You can see this. You can do it yourself. You know how it's done, you just have to find yourself an elf. No, just yourself. The elf in yourself, you know, there are dark elves, right? I have that as well. But what you want is a child-friendly place, conscious living, and an insanely clean space. I never sit on this chair, but I like this corner. I may, you know, keep it for someone else. So just see yourself in the life that you live. So let's say there are 50 parts of yourself. You know, the facets of self, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's say there's like 50 parts of yourself. Okay, focus on the one that needs the most help. Because, you know, whatever it's worth, just see. Just see who needs help. Who needs my help? Oh, wait. You know, Christopher. Because it was really dark, really unclean. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take these inside, put it on that chair. I mean, cleaning like this can be really intense, my friend. Because some people know what to do when it's dirty, which is probably escape to other people. But if it's clean, you got no reason to escape. And then you say, damn it, but now I was living my entire life in escape mode. Yeah. Now we have to stop that. So yeah. You'll see at some point who are also the people who just want to escape into your space, and then who are the people that you are meant to live with. Okay. I just want to take this in. And I'm just going to place it on here. So this way it's out of the way. Because maybe there's days where it's raining. I don't know. I mean, just plan your cleaning sessions a little. Yeah, after that I'm gonna make myself another hot chocolate. A ceremonial cacao, I'm sorry, you know. To me it's more like hot chocolate, you know. I'm past the point where I overly worship. I worship doing, okay? I worship doing. So, I worship the me that is actively living. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna celebrate the day I cleaned for the rest of my life by keeping it clean, you know? I'm gonna celebrate the day I cleaned for the rest of my life by keeping it clean. So you have to plant new thoughts in your mind. That's what I've been doing. And I do that to people. I go to people, I look at their life, I hear what they want, I listen to their sorrows, their problems, and then immediately I show them the way through. Okay, this is how you could start seeing yourself, and then this would help you. You have to learn how to see yourself as the guy who's living in a clean apartment. And if you're used to living in a dirty apartment, you know, it's going to take some time. I'm starting to see myself as the guy who trains with the bow staff. And for that I have to make myself a bow staff. And for that I have to go and, you know, find some wood in the forest. But I'm not going to take wood that is lying around. I'm probably going to just humbly ask a tree for permission, you know. And that's all that I'm gonna do then. Oh yeah. So yeah, you can count your little ass on it that this is also stuff I just have to work off. You know? Yeah, I'm just putting up a show for people. Okay, 20% left. I'm gonna place this here. I'm gonna start with the wet wiping, but I have to go to the restroom. This is urgent business. You know, cleansing often happens also here. You know, you let go of your dirt and you drink like the tea, like some kind of tea, and suddenly it's like, oh wow, you know, this is part of letting go. Emotions also can leave through the body.
I saw you there, man. You were starting to get bored, my friend. You thought, why am I still watching this? Because Christopher was taking a dump. And because you started to get dependent on him. What are you doing? You're supposed to let this run and clean next to it until you can do it by yourself. You're not supposed to sit there and wait until I'm back. You're supposed to look at your own place. Well, I've already cleaned it. Well, then what are you watching me for? Go hiking. Well, it's too far away. Take a bus. Or start writing books. Or start doing something on the side that may bring like an income at some point. Because what you want is, you want to produce something that will generate an income at some point. So you can live the life that you want to live, be of service, but also make sure that something's gonna happen out of it. This may take years, 5 years, 10 years. Nobody's gonna tell you to do that. You have to tell yourself. I have to tell myself. I have no way back. Because my life has shown me roughly how it's going to be like. On ceremonies, while hiking, I receive visions, and these visions talk to me. They say, that's the life that you're gonna lead. It's like, wow, that's a lot of pressure, people. That's a lot of pressure. That's what I'm supposed to do? You've seen it, and it sparked something in you. You said, that's what I want. Well, then you've got to seize it. You've got to take it. The woman you want, you say, I want this woman to give herself to me. Willingly. Well then, be the man that you are supposed to be, and maybe she's the woman then, for that man. But this man needs to be stable. Because otherwise no woman, you know, there's no Brunhilde, the Nibelungen, right? There's no Brunhilde that wants a man that's a slump. Which is why in the end Siegfried got what he deserved. Because he helped a weak man to overcome her, and for that he had to be punished. Because he cheated. He should have been. But that's basically my own life. I fell in love with a younger woman. That seems a bit girlish. I can't help it. That's who I have fallen for. So I cannot betray that, I think. I feel, right? It's just, it simply feels more and more like a fantasy. And that's what I'm afraid of. Well, I can't help that either. Okay. I'm gonna have to reposition. So sometimes you just put stuff somewhere else and then put it back after the room is clean. This I'm gonna keep here, but I'm gonna change this position. Yeah. I mean, 12% battery left. So you wanna know how cleaning is your workout? Like this. You see what I'm doing? This is making it, turning it into its own yoga session. Yeah, the bigger the place, the greater the challenge. So you want to live in a castle? Well, prepare for lots of cleaning. I want to live in nature. But even there you have to do cleaning. Because we need some kind of an infrastructure. right? And I can get everywhere in this apartment. There's no place that I cannot get to because I only mostly have shelves. So I can clean everywhere. It's super awesome. Sometimes you just want to use the whole battery for one video. You know what I'm saying? You just want to push this through. Wow, 2 hours. Whoo! What a session! It's its own workout. And it's its own kind of a reward. Okay. So now imagine you do this with your children, man. That's what's gonna spark your life. Doing this with your children. Just leading a happy life. Seeing a happy wife. Now sometimes the most unwilling is the best for you. Because you have to show her. That's how, good you can do this. So yeah, of course now it also took a bit longer because I filmed it all. But it's okay. Because it's the motivation we need. I need, you need. So that's part of being of service. You see that people have become lazy, addicted to machines, you show them how to do it without. And so you are struggling because you like to overcome obstacles through hard work. And then I can focus on books again. So this is also cleaning my mind. I'm just saying. That's the guy I wanted to see my entire life. And I worked hard to find him. Sometimes he looked at me. But I didn't want to see him as a reflection in the mirror. I wanted to be him, so I stopped looking at mirrors. I see a mirror, I don't look at it. I just have to look at my life. No more cleaning on the surface. This is like deep cleansing. This is my workout of the day. And when I've done it, I can do other things. But this is like the baseline. Okay. And then you can keep on. So yeah, you create content, you get followers, suddenly you've got money, and then you lose track, right? And then suddenly you start paying for cleaning. And everyone who's conscious says, what an idiot. What an idiot. He will never learn how to enjoy life because he cannot clean his own mess. Yeah, but I'm creating an income for people. No, you're just wasting your time. Because you're dependent. Okay, this room also has to be done. It's the entrance. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna pick up on slacklining again. But at the moment, I just realized people are lacking respect. Okay? For laundry, my mother gave me this, and I gave her time in return. That's how it works. You go to someone out of your own free will, they give you something in return, you accept it. You don't play games. They want to give you something in return, you take it, and then you say thank you. That's how we're playing this game. We're not playing, you know, hide and seek or run away or something. We're playing, hey, that's who I am. And sometimes people want to give you something, you accept it. But only if it feels right, like, but if people have money, you know, but often, you know, maybe you don't want money, right? So sometimes it's better to accept time for time. Sometimes people help me and I clean their place for it. Okay, these two carpets I have to clean. Yeah, I'll do it. It just takes some time sometimes. Okay, and then I have to transfer the recording onto my hard drive. And when I've done that, you know, then I've done the rest of the cleaning. You know, I showered cold. And I'm constantly breathing. Just remember that. It's not just what you see, what I'm doing. But in my mind, it's kind of like empty. Different energy, completely different vibe. Sometimes that's also nice. You see how doing training can help you to just sort out your life. But I think this, yeah, I'm gonna do cold laundry, I'm gonna do hot laundry. Right? I think it's starting to become nice. Okay. I don't know. So people always want to give you stuff. Sometimes you just have to refuse. Because they're just getting rid of junk. And how nice is that? You know, sometimes it's easier to just get money. And then you can invest it into something, you know? I'm still looking for a bigger slackline, just for myself. I'm not gonna go to the park, I think, or maybe just occasionally, but not just like that. People need to learn respect, otherwise they take more than you have. So sometimes maybe you have to build up the city where you live just by first practicing your own meditation skills and then holding the room. And that's something active you do. You choose to do. But yeah. And I'm doing this despite the fact that I've seen faces change right in front of me. Yeah, I'm just occasionally checking if it's still recording. Cheers. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off. Yeah, good luck to you. Yeah, cheers.